can go ahead and kind of run things. Well, maybe we can keep it a little short today because believe me, I have an unbelievable amount of things to do. So why don't we just go around? Anyone have anything to report or have any questions about the Hamsci workshop that I can answer or someone here can answer? Yes, Bill.
My team that's working on the personal space weather station network would like to get a breakout session with you and whoever else wants to come to discuss the plotting of the waterfalls for the spectrum data. There's
Okay.
a number of, I mean, my experience is you got to have major user input, otherwise everything you do will be wrong. So we need to get together and discuss what it's going to look like, how it's going to work, and a bunch of things like that, so that we can start working in earnest on that. So
that sounds really good, Bill. Yes. Do you need that? Do you want that before the Hamsci workshop or after? Does it matter?
well, whenever you can fit it into the schedule at a time when myself and my students are going to be there. We're all coming in on Thursday late afternoon.
Okay. And can we, if I don't have time during the actual workshop itself, can we do a Zoom call after, like a breakout that way?
We could.
Okay, because I have a feeling I'm going to be, since I'm kind of running the whole show, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to dedicate that kind of time. I'm uncertain. But we can try, maybe Saturday afternoon might be the time to do it. So yeah, let me think about that and see if I can put that in for like Saturday afternoon.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that would probably be good.
If we had a half an hour just to collect requirements, then the students and I could have another breakout session just on our own, or just do technical design.
Okay. I will see if I can figure out where to put that in. Okay, great. I'm thinking, let me look at this schedule right now. Yeah, it's gonna be jam-packed.
Yeah, my eyes glaze over. There's so much stuff.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot.
Well, maybe one of the coffee breaks could be a working coffee break.
I'd be fine with that.
That's one thought.
Yeah.
Grab a coffee and then get around this table in a different room. And
yeah. And even at lunchtime, I'd be fine with that. Like just sitting down and having lunch with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be, I'd be very fine with that.
It's just that from past experience.
I'm also planning.
Go ahead.
I'm also hoping to be in Thursday evening. I'm planning on being at Tracks and being available Thursday evening. So we can meet over at the hotel bar and we can sit around and have like some dinner and some beverages and we can chat about it then.
Yeah, that's
because I left that time slot available to just basically hang out over at the hotel before the meeting started.
The main thing is that we have anybody who's an important stakeholder in that, because what we don't want to do is design something and then somebody come up and say, oh, yeah, but we have to have so and so after we've already debugged something.
Yeah, I agree. Did you have a question, Christina?
No, I'm just moving files around in the background. I'm trying to get the data from the Grape updated on Zenodo, and we've crossed the line where the file size is the cumulative file size is enough that it's hard to upload. So I'm moving them into individual folders by year. So
Okay,
that's why I'm looking all over the screen.
okay.
Carry on.
Dylan, you sent me an email about a question about the boxes and the,
Yes.
okay, so your question was about doing plastic versus metal.
No, I was saying instead of the no, yeah, instead of the CNC machining, also checking out the metal 3D printing. They do have that, and it's high tolerance, and it's looks pretty nice when it comes out. They use
Yeah.
lasers to melt the metal. So
Nice. So are you working on a poster then?
yes, I am. I'm actually working on the part to take photos and everything, but the Yoda poster, I have that all set up. My editor is just taking forever. So
Yeah. Do you think you can have them done by this coming Monday?
I hope to have it done by then.
Okay, because
I'm not-
I think
I'm-
by a week from, by next Wednesday, or this coming Wednesday, I think I need to send them off to be printed.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
not sure about the one for the case,
Mhm.
but the Yoda one is all done and it's ready to go. I'll have to work double time for the case one though. So
Okay. Do you, let's see, do you want me to send you a link for you to put the Yoda poster in?
sure.
Great. I will put in.
And then I'm going, once I finish the design, I'm going to send it to a place called Proto Labs. Proto Labs. And
Okay.
they're the people who, one of the people that can do metal 3D printing, that they hand their service out to other people. And I'll do a CNC and a metal 3D printing quote to send the prices to you and see what you think.
Okay. That sounds really good. So we've got Dylan Romero. Dylan. So wait for this to upload, I think. It's creating a new file on the or new folder on the system. Share. It's synchronizing. There we go. Share.
While you're doing that real quick, just to
Yeah, I'm
show
doing
you
it.
where I am right now. This
Oh, great.
is the case. And then have all the ports set in and the blocks inside for the cooling transfer. And then right now I'm working on the mounting screws to tie the two halves together. And
Okay.
then the last thing I need to do is just round off all the corners, and I think that's pretty much it.
That looks great.
So
So it's gonna have a. Is it there a bump on top?
yes, that's what I just took off right there. So basically here, basically how this works, which is, it was, I can't remember his name now, but the last meeting, he was the one who suggested this design. And I am looking for my move. There we go. The two pieces separate like this. So basically, what will happen is when you get the board, you'll slide it into this top piece at an angle from underneath, and slot the four subboards into these holes, those
Right.
SMA connectors. And then you'll have a little thermal paste on the four cooling blocks for the, I can't think of the processors now. Put some cooling heat transfer paste. I can't think of the name now. Way too early
Right.
for me right now. And then you'll put the board in there, and then these will sit on the pins, not
Huh.
pins, board.
I would
And then
think it would. I would think you'd want it to be flat on the top and the bottom if you want to stack this equipment, though.
well, Scotty was telling me to lower part of the case. But I don't know.
Hmm.
I was doing this based off of what Scotty was saying, so
Okay. Well, we can review this on Monday night. And in terms of like the poster, I think what you'll end up doing is you'll just put on the latest version. And you can say that this is a working, it's a working version. These are our thoughts right now. So we're not committed to this.
yeah.
But this is getting some ideas down on the page. And then we can work with Scotty and with the other Tapper people to firm up what we really want here.
One
Okay.
thing you might want to consider is if you have a design that is that seems to be pretty good, we can 3D print an example of it in plastic and bring it to the workshop. And maybe if somebody brings some actual tangerine boards, we can see how stuff fits together. Because when I look at this, I think to myself, all right, I'm going to take my tangerine board and slot those connectors on the left, but then I have to
Yeah.
rotate the board up, and I'm going to crash into that one side of where that little doghouse is on top. Anyway, I'm just thinking we've got time to make a physical prototype of this, of 3D printed, and
Yeah.
that to play with, and we can slot it in with the actual board. And
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 we
this-
also do have we have facilities here and other places have facilities to do the 3D printing, and we have and if you have your own 3D printer, we have some funding that could like cover the cost of the materials and stuff like that.
And this isn't optimized for 3D printing. This is just the model for either CNC machining or laser sintering for the metal 3D printing. This is not optimized for 3D, the actual FDM 3D printing. So
right, yeah,
I was planning on making a different model for that.
okay,
Is
understood.
this what type of file is this? This is an Autodesk?
Yes, it's Autodesk right now, but when I send it off to them, it'll either be a step file or something else, whatever they need.
Okay, we can print something here if you have like an STL or something. Like we can take care of the slicing and things.
Okay.
So
And like I said, I haven't made the 3D printing one yet, but that one I don't think I'll have any issues with.
okie doke.
I think it would be
This
really,
would take a lot of support material underneath. There's all little support material that the left
Yes.
part. So
Yeah.
So, okay. Sounds good.
So, you have all the templates for the posters, right, Dylan?
Yes.
Okay, so I sent that to you. Is there anyone else here who's, I can't remember, anyone else here making a poster that needs a template or needs, some help or direction on that?
I wasn't planning on doing a poster because I'm doing the talk, but if, I mean, you had said at one point, if we've got enough space, if you really want me to give it a shot, there's not that much graphically interesting to talk about in the SDQP, but I can give it a shot.
Well, here's the nice thing about posters, like, we'll have them up for the entire time. So like with the talks, you get 20 minutes or 15 minutes and, then you sit down and then people have to like find you or something like that. If we have the posters up for the whole time, then as you're walking around the meeting, there's things to look at. And then all the posters that are shown here, last year what I did was I took the posters to Hamvention and I used the posters to decorate the ham side booth and, the little speaking area that we had for the booth talks. And so I thought it was a really nice way to have the presentations kind of live on and be able to be, recycled that way. So I think that those are good reasons for doing, the poster plus the talk.
Okay,
So-
I'll be glad to do that because what I'll do is some of the links and things I had in the talk to the rules and other things on the website, I'll turn them into QR codes and they'll be quasi interactive, I guess.
Do you need a link to the presentation template for the posters?
No, the templates I've got, I'll just
Okay.
need to figure out how to print it, that's all.
Well, we'll do the printing here.
Right,
Actually, this
right.
is something you could really help with, Gary. I can set up a folder, a shared folder for posters to be printed,
Okay,
and I can make it so it's like anyone writable. But if you could take it upon yourselves to go through and through the agenda and see, make sure people who need to submit posters are doing so. Would you be able to do that?
yeah, so I'll be the follow-up guy. Like you said, you want this stuff in by Monday ideally, right?
Yes. And if they need a couple extra days, I think, if we got it by Wednesday, like Thursday, the latest, I think we could still do it. So let me set this up right now. Program, new folder, posters to be printed.
Are you talking about Wednesday or Thursday next week?
Yes.
Ugh.
Is that gonna be do you need a little more time?
I'm gonna need more time. And also you had mentioned you were asking me if I needed a co-author, and
Mhm.
I kind of do if I'm gonna be doing anything with a summary of WWV modulation. So
Yes.
Christina,
Yeah,
would you
no.
be able to help me a little bit with that?
Yes, this is for the poster one.
This is for the poster, and I need a little bit more time than Wednesday next week. So
How much time do you need?
I need to the end of the week till Friday.
I think that will be fine. So what I think that even if I submitted the poster jobs on Monday, the what is that, the Monday the 13th, is it?
13th, yeah.
Yeah, I think if I submitted it by Monday morning of the 13th, I think we'll still be okay. But I want to get the majority of them submitted, next week. Because in case there are any problems and because there's going to be a lot of posters that I have to have them print, I think I need to get them in sooner rather than later. But if there are a couple, like I know you're working really hard to get the, you have your event this weekend. I think we
Hey.
can probably get a few scragglers in at the end.
Yeah, we just don't want to send them 25 on the 13th. That's kind of, we want to,
Exactly. So the more
Dave,
that we
let's
can,
let's get some time on your calendar to work on that poster next week. When's good?
Anything after, really anything after Sunday, so.
Okay. We want to try, say, how's Tuesday at maybe Tuesday at 1 p.m. my time?
That works, that's good.
All right.
So that's 11 p.m. my time and that, or 11 a.m. my time, that's fine.
Cool. That'll work.
Okay, yeah, I'll put together a list and start populating that. And if I got any questions, I can ask them Thursday, but I think I know what I need to do.
So, Gary, I have put into the chat a link to a OneDrive folder that anyone should be able to upload and edit. So it's called Posters to be Printed. So if
I
you
got
want to collect the posters and put them in there. And the printing format we need, ultimately what we need to do is send the printers a PDF. It's going to be 48 inches wide, 36 inches tall. If people send us both the PowerPoint and the PDF, then if there's some problem with the PDF, we can potentially regenerate it here or make some corrections and stuff like that. But if people also just want to send us the PDF, that's okay too. If they're using the template that I sent out, it's already set up for the correct dimensions. So then you can just go to File, Save As PDF, and it'll generate the correct PDF.
Okay, I understand.
Thank you. Bill Lyles, you look like you were going to say something?
Fine.
So, I guess any other logistical questions about the Hamside workshop? I do have some exciting news. Tim Duffy has been very generous, and DX Engineering is donating a brand new ICOM IC7300 to plus 10 $100 gift cards as door prizes for the banquet.
Nice.
Wow, that's very nice.
I know. So we're actually in true
nice.
ham radio tradition. We're going to have door prizes at our banquet. So you can thank Tim Duffy and DX Engineering for that. And they're also sending the W3USR Club they're donating an ACOM 1010 HF amplifier as well to the club. So that was very nice of them.
Yeah, the amplifier is important because that may help the students learn about how to mitigate RF interference. So there's it's a learning opportunity.
It is a learning opportunity.
When they take out the building's router in the Loyola Science Center, then you can have some fun.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting experience. I don't have a lot of amplifier experience myself too, so this is going to be we're going to have to be a little gentle with this one.
Right.
You might get a whole bunch of ferrite torides and start wrapping coils around wires around them.
Yeah, so this is going to be really exciting. And then we are going to have, well, we will have a special event station set up here as well. So we got permission to put a temporary dipole on the top of the building, and the local ham club is going to take care of that. And hopefully the new ICOM 7610 is going to be delivered by the time the workshop comes. It's supposed to be, and we'll be using that for the rig for the special event station. And the NASA program officers are coming, and the NSF program officers are coming, and the ARDC program officers are coming. So it's gonna be quite the experience. Well, I think that's all I have from me for now. Does anyone else have anything?
Yeah, I wanted to remind people that tonight is the start of our tune in the WWV frequency celebration. And we're gonna have two lectures at the Fort Collins Museum of Discovery tonight. The first is from Glenn Nelson, The History of WWV Frequency Broadcasts, and then the second is from David Kasdan and Rachel and Aiden on WWV as a beacon for citizen science. And they will be streamed live via YouTube. And there's a link at our on our website at www.arc.org. And it's simply YouTube, and you're looking up the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club. They have a very good YouTube channel with all kinds of programs that they've recorded, and they've offered to put that on for us. So you go to that YouTube channel and you choose the live link, and at 5 o'clock Mountain Time, we're going to start. I don't think the talks will start right then, but we'll have the broadcast on, and we'll start with Glenn Nelson's talk first. So if you can tune it in, we'd love to have you guys check it out tonight. That would be 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, and 5 o'clock Mountain. And
That's
4 o'clock on the
amazing,
West
Dave.
Coast. What's that?
That's amazing, Dave. Gary, would you be able to do a brief write-up for the front page of the hamsci.org site about that? And
Yes.
send something out to the listserv?
You want to do that before? Yes, everybody can see it. Give everybody the link.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave, if you work with Gary over here, he can help promote it on the hamsci listserv and on the website.
Okay, Gary can get the info right off our website. So,
Yeah, Dave's been keeping us up to date on all the WWV meetings, so.
Gary, have you posted anything to the front page yet?
No, I've looked around at it in the editor, but I've not touched anything.
I'm gonna stop the recording for a minute. Gonna pause.
Can send the info back very quickly, because now it's a bulk transfer, and we can even send binary if we want to.
Between the Pi and the Pico.
The Pico, yeah.
Okay,
So we've got
So-
very high speed transfer between those two now.
that's great. So let me get this right. So you have your A to D circuitry that's connected to the antenna doing all the RF work.
Right.
That A to D is then feeding data into the Pico, which is
Right.
handling the real-time time stamping, data collection, all that stuff.
Right.
It packages it up in such a way that it gets bulk transferred very quickly over to the Pi 4. And then the Pi 4 is running a standard, possibly a standard Raspbian or whatever they call that operating system, Linux
Right.
operating system these days, that we can then run whatever sort of file transfer protocols on or conversion protocols that we need to get the data up to the servers. And that does not need to be run in real time because that is all time stamped already before it gets there.
Exactly. Exactly. So
Okay.
the pi latency doesn't make any difference once we get to that point.
Right, and
Because-
so then we're dealing that with that will handle all 3 channels.
Yes. Yeah, easily.
Wonderful. That's fantastic news.
Now, the downside is I ordered from Mouser a Pi 4 last year. It was supposed to come in August, and I just got a notice that it's not going to come in until October. So the Pi
Yeah,
4s
that's-
are still going to be in short supply.
That is a sad point. One thing I can say, it seems like there are a lot of people who already have Pi 4s running around for various reasons. So, and that we've had a number of people who say for this project, if you need an extra Pi 4 or something like that for the project, we could do that. So maybe one of our requirements for people who get these things is they already have a Pi 4 they can provide.
Yes, yeah, we could have a secret stash if a few people need something.
Right, but we can try to prioritize people that, if we're handing out the hardware, we say, okay, if you're able to already provide a Pi 4, we can provide you the rest of the stuff. And I have a feeling if we're only trying to get 30 sites or, for the minimum viable thing, I have a feeling we can somehow make that happen.
All right, good.
Yeah. Not ideal, but I think it'll do it.
Yes, and someday, the shortage will end.
Yes, someday we'll get the fertilizer going on the Raspberry Pi trees and
Yeah.
they'll be more fruitful. So that's really good news. Thank you so much, Bob.
So money really does grow on trees.
I don't know if that's quite the right way to put it, but yeah, so
Well, I mean,
that's
the board's green, the trees are green,
that's
the
true.
money's green.
So this is all really, really, really good news. Okay, thank you so much for that update, Bob. I really appreciate it. Anyone else? Yes, George.
On Monday, a fella named Dave Hinnerman from the Google Groups posted a message saying that he's over in Western New York. He wanted to build a Grape 1, but OSH Park does not have it in their catalog any longer, the board. And so he's saying, is it not available? And I looked on the OSH Park site, and indeed it's not visible anywhere for the Grape 1 board. But I went and I have heard a rumor, I'm not sure where I heard it from, but that it had been removed because of the upcoming new version. Now, I went to my previous order and clicked reorder, and I've ordered them, and they're there, and they're building them. It's in manufacturing right now. So I'm wondering what the story is. Somebody told.
So that email you got about that was the first I had heard that was off of the website as well. So I was not aware of that. I also did go on and try clicking the link and I saw it was missing. I sent John Gibbons an email asking about it, but I haven't heard back yet.
Okay.
So it was not my intention to have it removed. So I think, it was not my intention to have it removed. I will talk to John and try to get it put back on.
Thank you.
I know that John we want to redesign it so it's a little easier to build in the future, but I had absolutely no intention of removing it at all. So I'm going to strongly encourage John to put it back up.
Yeah, if he's got a new design, that's great, but don't take the old one down until he's got it.
Yeah, I totally agree. So we'll try to follow up with John and get that back on the OSH Park.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I think I and a couple others answered that we have a few spare boards laying around. 'Cause, people who built them, you order and you get 5, you use 2 maybe. So I think there's quite a few people that have extra boards. And they're small enough, you can just drop them in an envelope and mail them to somebody.
Yep.
Yeah, I may have an extra board.
I think I've got 1 or 2 extras.
Yeah, me too.
So thank you. So yeah, maybe people can cover that up until can share those until we get the OSH Park link back up.
It would be nice to see those boards used.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right.
I agree. And I don't know, I know that there have also been issues with the bomb on the Grape 1 website with parts not being available. Is there someone who can, and I keep seeing on the listserv that, people are saying there are substitute parts that are available. Is there someone who'd be willing to kind of help either update that bomb list or somehow provide a list of alternate parts?
I could do that. I'll take a look.
Okay.
As I understand it, one of the inductors is not available at least from DigiKey, and the op amp is not available from DigiKey, but maybe it's at Mouser. I'm not sure. But I don't know the details of that. I have not revisited it, but I am intending on building another one, and there are several other guys in the Northeast group here that want to build more.
Yeah. And Bob, since you talk to John Gibbons fairly regularly,
Yes.
can you ask him about the OSH Park link when you see him?
All right, I can do that. And do you want me to run down the parts, George, or are you going to do that anyway?
I'm sorry?
Do you want me to run down alternative parts or are you doing that already?
No, I'm not doing that. If you've got
Okay.
some alternatives for the missing ones or the ones that are not a digit key, that'd be great.
And
Yeah, what I
whoever
thought I'd
wants-
do is, I thought I'd see what I can find and then run them past John to make sure that he thinks they're equivalent.
I ordered a few extra parts. I may have some left. I'm not sure.
Whoever wants to take responsibility for keeping that parts list up to date, I can give you a login account on the website. And then Gary can walk you through how you actually make the changes to the website.
Okay, I can take that on because I built one.
Okay, that
And I
sounds
talked to
great.
John
So-
a lot.
Bob, are you good on either QRZ or ARRL for our email address?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. I have some spare parts.
Okay, great. I may too, because I usually order lots of extras because I tend to kill things.
Me too.
Yeah, that makes 3.
Me three.
And I did kill some things building it.
That
The
makes
biggest
4 for me.
biggest problem I had was that little tiny ESD chip.
Oh, that was a pain.
Yeah, I left it off.
Yeah, the problem I had was the LED. It stuck to the soldering iron.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was another problem.
So it didn't work so well after that.
I want to say hello to Don here. I've never met you before. So Don, would you like to introduce yourself? I'm Nathaniel.
Hi, Nathaniel. Hello, everyone. I've been able to get into some of the ham side of the Eclipse party things, but timing wise, usually these meetings conflict with work on both sides. But I'm down roads. I do a lot of satellite operating in central New York and do rovering stuff. So I've been I helped out with one of the QSO parties, the Eclipse ones, a while back, and I tried to participate when I can, but it's been tough. So I was glad to be able to jump on this morning.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah,
And thanks
welcome.
for participating.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't believe I'll be able to make the short trip down to Scranton for the conference, but who knows? Maybe I'll make it a day trip.
Yeah, it probably is a couple hours for you or,
Yeah, it would be maybe 2 at the most.
okay. Yeah, we'd love to have you. A day trip on Saturday would be really great because the Saturday is really going to be very workshoppy. And then, all the Friday talks are going to be posted online. So the Saturday is going to be the day that you really can't get the good online experience
Oh,
to
good
watch
to-
it after the fact.
Yeah, I'm just outside Syracuse, so it's not that far of a trip at all.
Oh, that's great. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
I also wanted to mention to the group that we talked about this a little bit with Christina at the beginning of the call, but Christina's been working on this Earth space science data paper using the Grape data, and it's on the verge of publication. It looks like the editor just wanted one little thing addressed, and it's extremely minor. So I see no reason that this paper will not go through. So I want to say that, in that paper, we were able to go through and pick out some solar flares and show that using multiple grapes. We have John Gibbons's data in there. It talks about how people can get access to the data. So the data that people have been collecting is being looked at, and it is actually now getting to the point of being published. So I want to thank the entire team for letting us get to this point, because this is a big deal. Like having these publications, this is what's going to let us keep going. And I think Christina did a wonderful job with the paper and a great job addressing the reviewer comments, which is not easy. So I really thank you, everyone who's been supporting the project. So So why don't I say 73 for now? I'm gonna stop the recording, and then Bob, if you can stay on for a minute, and maybe Gary too, then I will get you the information about accessing the website. Okay?
73.
Goodbye, me.
73, everyone. Thank
Take care,
you.
everyone.